All right, pretty interesting E3 this year. Um, some good, some bad. I really anticipated this year to be huge. So far, EA's play whatever they had disappointing. Only like it's like not even a conference. It's like Play Live. They try to be like everybody else now. Like Nintendo went, but all these games and they're not doing nothing with, like what are you doing with it? They didn't even show Need for Speed. I believe it's another Hot Pursuit. I don't care for it. We just want another Underground. It's time for Underground. You've neglected the Underground series. You came out with everything else, and we don't care no more. We really don't care about Need for Speed except if it's an Underground. Well, I do anyways. I can only speak for myself, but everybody else I know, feel the same way. But I know there's other people who still appreciate Hot Pursuit, but just saying. Their biggest thing was Jedi Fallen Order, okay? And they did play, it was pretty cool, but everything else was like Sims 4, Madden 20, etc., and I was not impressed, okay? Blah. Bethesda showed their stuff, and it seemed they showed everything last year, because their show was lacking too. I'll get into that more on another video, but we're talking about Microsoft. They said they were going to do something good, and they did. Okay, this was hands down one of the best conferences, shows, presentation they've done in years. I mean, a long time. Okay, they may have some few things, but it's always been a butt of a joke, a running joke with them with their big three titles, and no real exclusive games, and they say they're going to come out swinging this year. So I got my little sheet of what all went on there. So let me go ahead and say I was impressed. Now there was some things I didn't like. I'll get into, but Microsoft opened up to their two new studios. That was the one that made the Fallout New Vegas. They're pretty good and strong at that. Yes, they do have some buggy stuff in it, but it's understandable. Those type of engines come with bugs. You've seen what Fallout 76 did, but they got their game, the Outer Worlds. They showed off. They look good. That's a day one purchase for me. I'm looking forward to it. I love those Western type feel games. RPGs, and we can claim this us. You know, and it's multi-console, yes. Okay. In fact, a lot of stuff they showed was multi-console, but we're going with presentation, conference, and what they showed. Okay, that's what everything is based off, regardless if it's multi-console or not. So that's something big to me. Their next game will be Microsoft exclusive. Um, their next studio, Ninja Theory. Oh man, I couldn't believe they went to Xbox last year. That was huge news last year, but they showed off their 4v4 Bleeding Edge game. It looks good. I like it. Apparently you can change it to different things. Cars or vehicles or whatever, motorcycles, and just go into battle mode itself. It looked interesting. I don't know if it's gonna be like Overwatch or not, but I hope it's not. I just hope it's just like we're never drawn together. What's it drawn? I think it's drawn together with the makers of Twisted Metal did. I think it's gonna be more like that, but too bad it didn't do well. For those makers. Hopefully, Bleeding Edge. It looks nice, fast. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't have Microsoft Live. I never needed it. I've had it for 1 month for Titanfall and Killer Instinct. Since then, they didn't put nothing else out, solely to take advantage. I was going to get it, if they came out with another Left 4 Dead game, but they didn't. I still haven't gotten to State of Decay 2 yet, but Microsoft is making it a little bit harder for me. I got PSN, I got the Nintendo Online, but two things may make me come back and get Microsoft Live. But anyways, that's Bleeding Edge, Ninja Theory. Oh man, Ninja, I couldn't believe you went to them, but when you got competition, it's war, right? Kudos to Microsoft on that. They showed off a new Ori. This is kind of like one of those indie type games. If you played Never Alone and Limbo, it looks interesting. It looks nice. I kind of enjoyed those other games, so I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it. It's a new one. I don't know what you say. I don't want to call them an indie. I guess it's like indie gone triple A now. They made it much bigger. It's kind of hard for me to put into perspective there. So I say it's It's a good scoop for exclusive, okay? Then they showed off Minecraft Dungeons, and I've known about this game already, you know. It was just titled Minecraft RPG. They showed it off, and exactly what I thought it was going to be, you know. Um, Maybe a little bit too many hordes in there, you know. I hope it's not one of those where it's just millions of enemies come and you just fight it up like Dynasty Wars. I don't want that. But because it's an RPG, I'm expecting it more differently, you know. I hope it's what I think it is because I want to scoop it up. It is multi-console, and like I said, anything multi-console I will get on PlayStation because I started on PlayStation 3, you know, getting the trophies. I prefer getting the trophies on PlayStation to keep putting my rank up, you know. That's the only reason why. Some of it may look better on Xbox, but like I said, PlayStation is my preferred stuff. I got the Xbox One because I thought it was gonna be exclusives like the original Xbox and the 360. Yeah, fooled me on that. But I still got all the Halos and all the Gears. I just wish they pulled some of those other. I would love to have a new Brute Force. I really thought they would bring that out. You know, still another year, not getting it. But anyways, let's keep going. Phil came out, you know, talk about, man, this is like just. Phil always comes out to be like, we got this many games, this many world exclusives. Last 2 years, you fooled us with this, a lot of that being, you know, in a little indie cliche or, you know, collage, you want to call it. And you kind of say like 20 of those games went to death, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the games weren't exclusive, so that kind of takes away from it, you know. I hate when he comes out just to do that little segment. But now you expect it. It's kind of like a little run-in butter to joke, but that's what makes Microsoft showcase, right? But one last thing I can say is Microsoft did take a page from Sony because it felt like a whole Sony conference, you know. They did kudos on that, you know. So they've greatly improved. They showed Jedi Order. I didn't care. I seen it on EA, and EA really made it not that exciting, you know, especially when it was only one game they were showcasing for themselves. So I'm not gonna count that on there, but it was a nice little trailer, a little quick one for them. The Blair Witch, I didn't know it was Blair Witch. I got out my seat. I thought it was Alan Wake 2. I swear to God, I thought it was Alan Wake 2, you know, and so I saw the little camera, I was like, boy, this kind of looked like, you know, Outlast, you know, I've got all the Outlast, so I was like, what's going on here? What is this game? I thought this was Alan Wake. When they showed Blair Witch, I was kind of excited and disappointed at the same time because I wanted another sequel to Alan Wake. That's what I thought it was. Hugely disappointed, but Blair Witch is another game I'm looking to scoop up. Okay, got my interest. It's another horror game or horror survival. I think it's a horror, but it's not one of those 1v4 games. Oh, God, I hate those games with a passion. You know. I do have, you know, the Friday the 13th one, but all the other ones, I don't care. I really don't. Uh, they showed Cyberpunk 2077, a new trailer, and even though these are different type of trailers, it almost gives me I want to see more. I would love to see gameplay. You know, if that's the gameplay, holy crap! But the biggest thing is they brought Keanu Reeves. You know, seeing Keanu Reeves, I like, okay, they went all out. Okay, that was kudos. And since, you know, Microsoft scooping up all these trailers and all that because no Sony this year, amazing, right? In fact, they don't even have their play live this around E3 time frame. They say they're gonna have one this month, but probably near the end. We still missed E3's part, you know, so that's a huge negative. Microsoft ain't playing. That trailer was awesome. Keanu came out, his whole segment was awesome. They showed what's the Spirit Fairer, I think it was called. It's an indie type looking game, but it looks good, you know. It got my interest. I do like indie games, you know. I'm not an indie hater or nothing. Some of the indie games are it's like, you know, shelware or whatever you want to call it. It goes from decent to okay. This could have been a good game, like a AAA game, double A, what you want to call it. It could have been up there. Battletoads. How disappointed I was. Other people may be praising it, but not me. Okay. When I first saw the thing, I was like, Battletoads, yes. We got the Mortal Kombat character. He looks so realistic. I can't wait for this realistic Battletoads. We got Battletoads trailer, and it looked like some Nickelodeon Cartoon Network revived, ugly, graphic animated. I hate it. It don't even look. Good for Nintendo. Uh-oh. Oh, no, something coming alive. Let me see what that is. Let me turn it by. I see what it is. It's getting closer and closer for the PC E3 thing, so I had that in the background. I apologize about that. kind of like Microsoft where they had the Wii music came out, right? Oh, what's that Bethesda? That was Bethesda. They have Wii music and noise effects. I'm like, what in the world? But anyways, Battletoads. I couldn't believe this. This looks like a DLC game that you get from Microsoft Store, PlayStation Store. I like, this is not a full game. This is not a, what is this madness? Rare disappointed me. I expected this realistic Battletoads, at least something better, with using the Super Nintendo look, and it wasn't. It looked like some Cartoon Network revived She-Ra type crap, and I was not impressed. I was disappointed, upset, furious. Some people enjoyed it; they can't wait for it. But me, I want that ugly graphics. I hate when they do stuff like that. We don't care about that art style. I don't know. Another indie game that looked pretty good to me, and it looked its first time, well, almost first and second because we never drawn alive or whatever it was. It's kind of like that. It's RPG time, Legend of Right, and it's kind of like a puzzle box or a puzzle. What do you want to call it? Word puzzle type look in some aspects, and some that had a little big planet feel. It got my attention, okay? I definitely want to know more about it. I do have fun with indie games, like I said. So, Microsoft, they learned from PlayStation with PlayStation going all out for their indies. I'm gonna get more on that, later on in this subject. But all right, I just had a bad cough just now. Took some of my voice away. But we knew about Microsoft last year with their PC section coming over, so we knew they were gonna bring some PC stuff over, right? Flight Simulator. I already knew what it was when I saw it, because I used to have some Flight Simulator games. They're pretty relaxing. I don't say I don't know I'm gonna get it depending on the price. I'm not paying no full price, but it was a decent price. I'd get it, just to enjoy, because it looked good, okay? Age of Empires 2 Definite Edition. Okay, I'll tell you, because there's some PC games coming out, but multi-console as well. The Border Gates 1 and 2. We had the other two games that's coming along with. I can't think of the name right now, but don't get mad at me. But I was kind of happy and disappointed at the same time. They're bringing stuff from PC over, but I expected more because they heavily emphasized it last year. They were going to do it, and they only showcased the little small things. Also, they showed Wasteland 3. I already knew that was happening. But I'm wondering if it also still coming for the PlayStation 4, because Part 2 came out for PlayStation 4, and I did see some advertisements. Did they pull it from PlayStation? I'm not sure then, but if it is on PlayStation, I prefer finishing the series off on PlayStation, right? Big news, like huge blow for Sony. They acquired another company, one that was heavily PlayStation loved, show like big on PlayStation, alright? It was bad enough Ninja Theory left and went over, but now Double Fine, Tim Schafer. I mean, when PlayStation brought the indies segments and all that and showed more love to them, Double Fine was one of those companies that was big and got huge love from the PlayStation family, right? Boy, this was some backstabbing. This is painful right here for me, because I love their Double Fine games. I love those type of games itself. Like LucasArts type, Maniac Mansion type. So I mean, yes, we had Psychonauts. But now Psychonauts 2 is still multi-console. I'll still get it on PS4, but following games are going to be a Microsoft exclusives, and boy, I can't believe that. I can't believe they scooped Double Fine. I'm hugely disappointed Sony didn't buy them off themselves, knowing that they were huge on PlayStation, so, I mean, oh, man. Kudos to Microsoft. Kudos. That was a pretty good blow. Lego showed off their Skywalker Saga. Legos make some pretty good games, okay? I've liked them on the old console, the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and then they're bringing the new stuff, over. I enjoy the Lego games, okay? So the Skywalker Saga is like all 9 movies, and I expect great stuff out of this. So I know I'm definitely looking into this. Project C RPG, now it's going to be called Project Goku, or excuse me, Project Kakarot. I don't know if this is just a Xbox game. I ain't seen nothing with no PlayStation logo or anything right now, so don't quote me. But if this is a Xbox game, that's gonna be a nice little exclusive, something I'm looking forward to, and especially if it's an RPG. I always wanted something better than what they had on Game Boy Advance, whether the Dragon Ball Z RPG. It was decent there, but I wanted something more realistic, something more big console type. So this could be that game. They showed 12-minute indie. It's another indie game. It's short. Didn't show much of. I know it ain't gonna be no big game. 12 minutes was interesting, but it could have been something huge. It could have been triple A. That's how it could have started out and then brought it up realistically. But that's indie game. It's interesting, but I don't know much about it. But they showed that off. Way to the Woods, another nice indie game that reminds me of some other games that's put out. It might be by the same makers, but interesting. This I definitely want to know more about that. Way to the Woods definitely, looks like a fun, relaxing game. To just go into the world and be nice. Gears 5, boy, they pulled out like a Sony experience out of this world. The whole floor opened up and they showed another showcase floor underneath. Uh, just for Gears 5, I liked it. I'm saying because the last Gears was kind of alright what it was showing last year, but this one's pretty good. Okay. They showed like a Terminator character pack. I don't know if they're bringing like some Terminators in there or not, or just a skin. I have no idea. I'm interested. I love how they're doing crossovers now. And bringing other stuff in. I love that. They showed off 2 different modes. One was like escape. It's pretty interesting. 3 players. I don't know. It's something new, okay? They always bring some new modes, and it's always interesting to see what those new modes are. And they had another mode I can't think of off the top of my head, but well, it's not a mode. It was that Terminator pack. My bad. But Gears 5 got my attention. In fact, they just showed the collector's edition recently with they had the Ultimate Collectors, that's probably what I'll get. But then they showed the attached drone copter, or what do you want to call it. It's like $269.99. I was thinking of getting it and flipping it, but I don't want to be that type of person, okay? So I'm just gonna get the $79.99 Ultimate and to be happy. I don't need the choppers, nothing really serious, but you know how the scalpers, it's probably sold out now, and it's probably going for stupid prices online, just like how they did with the Doom Eternal and the other two. I came out of Cyberpunk and the Death Stranding, so hate that the scalpers are doing that, but it's been going on, but it's getting a lot worse now, especially with the bigger box collector's editions. You gotta get it as soon as they put it out, right? Or it's gonna be sold out. And here's another butt of the joke. They always show new consoles or controllers, so it's like, what's the exclusives? You do exclusive consoles and controllers. They showed off the Elite Controller Series 2, and it's just funny. It's a gag, do that, but afterwards, they showed a trailer for Dying Light 2. I love the first Dying Light. I'm looking forward to this. Sony's lost for not coming in showing some stuff, so of course they scoop these other companies bring off and show off, so something interesting about the Dying Light 2. The man said he was infected at the end. Or at least that's what it sounded to me. So there's another aspect of gameplay to me. What's going to happen? Do you gotta get a so-called temporary cure sometimes within the game, like making it more survival? I don't know, but it's got my interest. I'm looking forward to it. Here's another run of the butt. They didn't need to show this, but whenever they always show the big 3, no matter what, and they show Forza 4, Lego Speed Champions, I don't care at all. I don't know why they showed this. They always got a little segment that we don't. This is blah. Forza 4, like, if they didn't show Forza 4, it would just only show 2 of the big names, and I wouldn't have to emphasize on the big 3 choke, you know, being the big showcase and hardly nothing else, right? Then they showed Gears Pop. Oh my god, this was a waste of time. Who cares? Why would Pop waste their money on this? You know, it's a cash grab. I didn't like what they showed on it anyway. They showed expansions for State of Decay 2, Heartland. Yeah, alright. Bring some Left 4 Dead, please. But State of Decay 2 is actually a game. Yeah, you know, I wanted. You know, Crackdown 3 was a disappointment, but at least State of Decay 2, you know, I got something to add to my collection with the Xbox because I hardly got any games for the Xbox. You know, one. You know, compared to the 360 and the regular, it's like wow. But Microsoft finally got some exclusives. Okay, they came out pretty good, but they're still lacking. It's nowhere near Sony's exclusives, you know, but they're on the right track. Okay, so it's not. They kind of blew it out of proportion, saying this was going to be the year, you know, they were going to show all this stuff. A lot of it was multi-console, but what they did have for exclusive was pretty good, you know. So like I said, and here's another Sony hurt. Okay, this was on Dreamcast. We had Phantasy Star Universe on PlayStation 2, and well, Universe 2 never came to the States, you know. So I always wanted this to come out on PlayStation for the longest. I always thought this would come for the PlayStation. Sega is still doing some rifle stuff with Sony. Okay, there's still some hatred in the Phantasy Star Online 2. Oh my God, this was huge news. I couldn't believe. Wow, I thought this was going to be also on PlayStation. No, it's on the Xbox and PC. Once again, I have no interest of getting Xbox Live, but if I can get the PC running it, you know, my PC ain't all that grand, but if I can get it, I'll get it on PC, but I really don't want to get live, you know. If they got more games coming that require live, I guess I have no choice, but Phantasy Star 2 is huge. And since Sega also announced Xbox exclusive game, Crossfire X, that got my interest. Wow, Sega. Wow, I mean, like, you got anything exclusive for the Sony that we really want? I mean, damn, you should have gave Shenmue 3 exclusive for PlayStation, right? But, damn, Crossfire X looks pretty interesting, you know. I hope it's not, once again, no 1v4 type mess, but what I got from it, it looks pretty good, okay? So I'm looking forward to that. Kind of like, what's that Super Nintendo game? Mercenaries or, Mercenaries, but I can't think what it's called. But you know, you play as mercenaries in the game, you know. And here's another title I've been waiting for the longest, you know. They were cranking it out. They've always had it in Japan, like for months before we get it here. But when we did get it, they were cranking them out. I kept getting the collector's editions, and I've always I'm a huge, huge fan. It's by you know, coming out from Namco. Excuse Namco Bandai Namco. I'm saying it wrong today because like I just coughing real hard, you know, but it's Namco, okay? And that's the Tales series. We're getting a new Tales of Arise, and I've been looking everywhere. They really kept this to the last few days. It did get leaked, you know, like a day before being told. But it didn't show much, but a new Tales game and it looked good. I'm highly interested. Day one cop. Tales of Arise. Oh, I can't wait. I just hope we don't have to wait so long because like maybe it's this announcement. That's why it wasn't that long or a quick showing. You know, we did get a trailer for Borderlands 3, and you know that's always huge. I already got you know the diamond chest or whatever pre-ordered, so I don't want too much more. You know, I don't want everything shown off before the game. You know, I wanted to discover the lands and have fun when it comes out. You know, it's around the corner, ain't that long. You know, another huge showing was Elden Ring. It did get leaked prior, you know, a lot of stuff got. In fact, somebody leaked most of E3 showcasing and lineups, you know. Nintendo did hit them back, you know. What I found out earlier, Nintendo lawyers got a hold of this person. I don't know what's going to be the outcome, but everything got leaked the day before E3. I mean, what's the point of leaking it? The show is about happening, you know. Don't ruin it for everybody else. So, Elden Ring, Tales of game, and there's a third game that was ruined for me, you know, but it is what it is. And then they showed the Scarlet. Well, they didn't show the Scarlet, okay? They didn't show the console, but let me tell you about this. I was hugely disappointed. People, ooh, we all know it's gonna be a little bit more powerful. Well, I ain't gonna, it's gonna be more powerful than PlayStation 5, yes, because they always do that. They did it with the Xbox One X, but at the same time they held it back. They said, hey, don't put no games on here if you're not gonna have it also for the original Xbox. You know, don't leave that out. They put a huge implement on it. You know, like it was a Achilles heel. The Xbox One X was basically souped up like a new console, next generation console, really, if you ask me. Because you know Sony had the Pro and all of us was a little step up. The Xbox One X was not no little step up. Okay, they juiced that thing up, and it was a fail to me. They really held it back. So the Scarlet, when they announced it, felt like it word for word everything the PlayStation 5 said about their system. Emphasis on the SSD being just like that. And I was like, everything they said felt like deja vu. They could at least show the console to me, you know. And then I'm like, ooh, but it just sounded like a mimic of PlayStation 5 leaks and announcements. Microsoft announced the PlayStation 5. And I know people gonna hate me saying that, but this is what it felt to me. Microsoft announced the PlayStation 5. Remember, somebody made a satire site that said the way Xbox is gonna beat PlayStation next generation was to announce the PlayStation 6. That's what it felt like. Everything was PlayStation. The chip, you know, they went in about every aspect they talked about. PlayStation already talked about, and I was disappointed. They, you know, the only thing they brought it up for me was Halo Infinite will be released as a launch with it. That's huge because you know when usually they launch a new console, there's no games launched with it, so you got to pay another $60, you know, for a game. So to come with a game, kudos. That brightened my day a little bit, but everything sounded like the PlayStation 5 to me, you know, when they did the Scarlet. Huge disappointment. And not to show the console itself, even the coming holiday 2020, that's the same thing PlayStation 5 has said, holiday 2020. Was not impressed with it. But still, you know, I mean, new console, I hope that gets some exclusives for real. But I got all consoles, so I'm not going to boo-hoo all that. I'm more PlayStation 4 because, like I said, I started all my trophies on PlayStation 3 compared to the Xbox 360. When I had my 360, I had a few exclusives. I didn't get much fun out of it because, first, every little bump put a laser imprint or destroyed the disc. You know, it accident prone out this world. You know, it's a little hiccup. Up, you don't ruin the disc. I just got 2K12, ruined it the first day I got it because somebody bumped up against the system. And so the week after, I got the red ring of death. So I didn't get too much fun out of it, but because Xbox One is backwards compatible with those games, I just wish they pulled some more of the RPGs. You know, they still haven't done some of those yet, but good. Most of its library is backwards compatible, so kudos on that. That's huge. You know, I hope PlayStation 5 has the PlayStation 3, 2, and 1. I hope they don't hold out because of the PlayStation Now services. Also, Xbox announced, you know, the Game Pass, you know, it's kind of like the PlayStation Now services, you know, but it is what it is. All in all, there was some stuff I didn't like. I just went over what I didn't like, you know. Microsoft, I gave it an A, you know. It's been a long time since they had such a great showcase, you know. And even so, a lot of it was multi-console. The showcase was still good, okay. But anyways, I'm get on so I can watch this PC showcase and I will have some other videos coming, you know, doing the Bethesda's I still gotta do, but I'm not doing EA, bump EA. It's not worth doing theirs, but y'all enjoy. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like.